Long before cities or writing, before pyramids or bronze, a different kind of revolution was stirring on the African plains. Here, our species, Homo sapiens, learned to imagine, to plan, and to tell stories. This is the journey of the first advanced humans, and the birth of us all.
Narrator. Beneath windswept dunes, tiny depressions mark an ancient sprint. These footprints, preserved for over 20,000 years, are more than evidence of movement. They are echoes of a life. Dr. Amina Khan on site. Look at the toe impressions. You can see how the foot pushed off. Whoever made this was in a hurry, maybe chasing game, maybe escaping a storm. Narrator. Trackways like these, found from East Africa to the Sahara, open a window onto our ancestors' daily lives. They reveal hunters racing across mudflats, children trailing behind, families adapting to landscapes far different from today's. Cut 2, close-ups of 3D scans, computer modeling ancient terrain. Narrator. Every print, every tool, every hearth is part of a puzzle, telling how early Homo sapiens learned to master their world.
Roughly 200,000 years ago, a transformation began inside the human mind. Dr. Leila Okoro, paleoanthropologist. When we examine fossils from Omo Kibish or Herto, we see a brain shape like ours. That means language, planning, and symbolic thought were already emerging. Cut 2, a reconstruction of a prehistoric camp. Men and women nap obsidian into blades. Children watch, then experiment with their own flakes. Narrator. Archaeological sites reveal obsidian tools transported across valleys, ochre used for body painting, and beads drilled from shells. These were not just practical objects, they carried meaning. Dr. Okoro. Symbolic behavior marks a turning point. When you decorate yourself or carve a pattern, you're thinking abstractly, building identity, memory, and art. Visual. An artist's hand carves zigzag lines into bone. Another plays a simple flute. Narrator. These sparks, music, ornamentation, shared stories, gave early humans the power to cooperate on scales no other species had achieved. Professor Samuel Mensah, geneticist. And genetics shows all living people descend from communities like these. Every song, every language today traces back to those innovators. The world our ancestors knew was never still. Ice ages drew water into glaciers, deserts expanded and shrank, and monsoons carved corridors through Africa. Dr. Okoro. In lake sediments we see wet-dry cycles. When rains came, lakes filled, animals thrived, and people settled. When drought returned, they followed rivers and coasts to survive. Visual. Hunters with reed baskets and spears crossing a river, others carrying infants as they walk along a beach at low tide. Narrator. Genetic signatures in modern populations mirror these movements. Each wet phase of the Sahara, each retreat of the sea, offered new routes north and east. Professor Mensah. From the Rift Valley they moved along the Nile, across the Red Sea, and into Arabia, a slow migration written in our DNA. Recreation. A band of travelers pauses at a rocky headland, gazing over a moonlit gulf. Narrator. They carried with them songs, tools, and memories, the seeds of cultures that would one day circle the globe. As communities grew, so did their imagination. Early Africans left ochre-painted shelters, ritual burials, and mysterious stone engravings. Dr. Okoro. These marks suggest storytelling and maybe spirituality. They hint at questions about death, about the sky, about where we belong. Visual. Night over an ancient campfire, silhouettes of people dancing. Narrator. In song, in dance, in shared meals, they bound themselves together. Cooperation allowed them to hunt, to build shelters, and to thrive through harsh seasons. From footprints in mud to satellites circling Earth, our story began with those African pioneers. Their curiosity, creativity, and resilience live in us. Dr. Khan, closing interview. When we walk a beach, craft a melody, or comfort a child, we echo people who stood on these lands long ago. Final shot. Sun rising over a Rift Valley escarpment. Music swells. Narrator. We are the children of Africa's first advanced humans, and the adventure they began is still unfolding.